I am M. Jyotsna, Assistant Professor of Mathematics at FBSR Engineering College. In this presentation, I will discuss about probability distribution, which is the title of Unit 3 of Mathematics 3. So these are the contents which we have in the Unit 3. Probability distribution, Poisson distribution, uniform distribution, normal distribution, mean variance moment generated function, evaluation of statistical parameters for these distributions, moments, skewness, kurtosis. So before going to these all topics, we need the basic concepts to understand these distributions. That is random variables. A random variable is a variable whose values is a numerical outcome of a random phenomenon. For example, flip two coins and let x represents the number of heads. Here capital X is the random variable. The capital X represents the random variable, and what is that experiment we are doing? We are flipping a two coins. What is the event here? The number of heads. If I flip a two coins, you may get one tail, one head, means the number of heads is 1. Again, if I flip it, we will get it maybe tail or head or head. So these all possibilities, if you write it in a set, that is 0 represents no head in that, means the outcome is tail. Here 1 represents, it may be head tail or tail head. If it is a 2, means both are heads. If you write it in a set, this is nothing but a random variable. A random variable assumes a value based on the outcome of the random event. We use a capital letter. X is a capital letter which we will be using for the random variable. Here the small x, lowercase of the x, is nothing but a particular value of the random variable. For example, P is nothing but the probability of x, capital X, which is nothing but a random variable, which is equal to the lowercase, that is particular value. Here is the definition of the random variable. A random variable is a function that assumes a numerical value to each simple event in a sample space. Random variable is neither a random nor a variable, but it is a function. It is a function with a numerical values, and it is defined on a sample space. There are two types of random variables. One is discrete random variable, another one is continuous random variable. Now we will be learning about what is a discrete random variable, what is a continuous random variable. A discrete random variable can assume a countable number of values. In the discrete random variable, we can count it. For example, number of steps to the top of the Eiffel Tower. If it is a continuous random variable can assume any value along a given interval of a number line. For example, the time a tourist stays at the top once he gets there. So till now we have learned what is a random variable. Now comes with the probability distribution. What is a probability distribution? A probability distribution is a table or an equation that links each outcome of the simple event. Simple event is nothing but only one outcome with its probability of occurrence. It is defined as probability of x is equal to probability of x is equal to small x. Now, consider a simple experiment in which we flip a coin. How many times? 4 times. An outcome of the experiment might be the number of heads that we see in 4 flip coins. So here are the outcomes. So when you flip a 4 coins, we will be getting a 16 outcomes. So when I flip 4 coins, what did I get it here? Tail, tail, tail. Okay. So these are all the possible outcomes we will get it when you flip a coin 4 times. If I represent these all outcomes in a random variable, that is nothing but capital X. When I flip it, no heads. Here we are counting the heads. So here in this outcome there are no heads, which I am representing with a 0. So here we have head, 1 head. So I am representing with 1. Like that, 2 heads, 2, 3 heads, 3, 4 heads, 4. So this is nothing but a random variable x. Now I wanted to find out the probability of this random variable. That is nothing but p of x. So what is the probability of the when it is 0? Means capital X is equal to 0. Means no head. No head. How many possibilities are there to get it? 1. So what is the probability of that? 1 by total number of outcomes, that is 16. So similarly, here we have 4 possibilities to get the 1 head. So 4 by 16. So here 2 heads we will be getting 6 by 16. So again 3 heads we will get it in the possibilities 4 by 16, 1 by 16. So these are all the probabilities of this experiment. Next we will be calculating what is the value of these probabilities. The table below associates each possible outcome with its probability. So number of heads I have written 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the probability, just now we have seen that the possibilities when 0 heads, the probability is 0.063. So like that the values have been calculated and displayed here. Suppose the random variable x is defined as the number of heads that results from 4 coin flips. Then the above table represents the probability distribution of the random variable x. This table represents what? Probability distribution. Now here in this probability distribution, again we have 2 types. One is discrete random variable, another one is continuous random variable. So first we are seeing probability distribution for discrete random variables. The mathematical definition of the discrete probability function p of x is a function that satisfies the following properties. The first property is what? The probability that x can take a specific value is p of x. That is, p of capital X is equal to small x is equal to p of x is equal to p suffix x. You can represent in any of them. The p of x is non-negative for all real numbers. So here in the discrete random variables, the p of x are real non-negative for all the real x. Next property is the sum of the p of x over all possible values of x is 1. That is, the summation of the probability will be 1. Always it will be 1, where j represents all possible values that x can have, and pj is the probability at xj. The probability always lies between 0 and 1. The discrete probability function are referred to as probability mass function. So in this discrete probability function, it refers to the what? Probability mass functions. The definition of this probability mass function: let x be a discrete random variable with range px is equal to x1, x2, x3, so on. These are all what? It will be in a finite or countably infinite. The function is represented like this: p suffix x of xk is equal to, or it can be in this probability of x is equal to x suffix k. The k will take the values as 1, 2, 3, so on. Is called the probability mass function of x. Now, the probability distribution for continuous random variables. The mathematical definition of the continuous probability function f of x is a function that satisfies the following properties. Probability by taking the interval. Here see the first property, the probability that x is between 2 points a and b is probability of a is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to b, which is equal to integral a to b f of x dx. In between, if it is an interval, it is nothing but a continuous function. So we will be solving with the integral. Now see, next property, it is non-negative for all the real x, same as a continuous random variable. The integral of the probability function is 1. The true probability always will be 1. So the integral of minus infinity to infinite for a function f of x dx is equal to 1. Continuous probability functions are referred to as probability density function. The term probability functions covers both discrete and continuous distributions. Here the definition for the probability density function. The probability that a random variable x takes a value in the open interval or closed interval. The interval is like this, interval a comma b, is given by the integral of a function called the probability density function that represents with f suffix x of x, fx of x. Probability of a less than or equal to x is less than or equal to b is equal to integral a to b fx of x dx. Now we are going to see the mathematical expectation. Let x be a random variable having a probability distribution function fx. Expected value of the random variable is the arithmetic mean of the random variable. The mean or expected value of the random variable u of x, then so this is the expected value. For this expected values we have the discrete type and continuous type. If x is a discrete type of a random variable, then you will be writing the expectation of u of x. Then if it is a discrete, we have to calculate it with the summation. So summation, what is the function here? U of x into f of x. F of x will be given. If x is a continuous type of a random variable, then expectation of u of x is equal to integral minus infinity to infinite u of x f of x dx. So now we are going to learn about the mean and the variance. These are all the general formulas which we are going to learn in this presentation. What mean and the variance. Here is the mean is represented with mu, variance is represented with sigma square. The definition in the expectation is what? E of x, and the variance is E of x minus mu whole square. If it is a discrete random variables, then it is summation p of xi into xi. If it is a continuous random variables, then it is integral minus infinity to infinite p of x into x dx. So here we have taken the p of x as a function. It can be written as f of x or a p of x. Whereas in the variance, the summation is for the discrete random variable p of xi minus mu whole square. And in the continuous, integral minus infinity to infinite p of x, or if it can be written as f of x minus mu whole square dx. So these are the general formulas of the mean and the variance. Next is to know what is moment generating function. Here is the definition. The moment generating function MGF of a random variable x is the function mx defined by mx of t is equal to expectation of e power of xt. Expectation of e power of xt. For these real t at which the expectation is well defined. So we will be seeing one problem based on the discrete probability distribution. A random variable x. So here is the table x values 0, 1, 2, 3 up to so on 7, and the probability of that x is given 0, k, 2k, 2k, like that 7k square plus k. Here we need to determine k value. P of means probability of x is less than 6, probability of x is greater than or equal to 6, probability of 0 is less than x is less than 5, and mean and variance. Now here is the solution. First one, to find the k value, we know that the summation of p of x means the total probability of the discrete probability distribution is equal to 1. So as the values have been given, 0 plus k plus 2k plus 2k plus all those values, if you add it, that is equal to 1. If you simplify this, you will be getting 9k plus 10k square is equal to 1. And I am taking this 1 to the left hand side. So this will be in the quadratic equation form. 10k square plus 9k minus 1 is equal to 0. So the roots for this quadratic equation are k is equal to minus 1, k is equal to 1 by 10. But here we are going to take k is equal to 1 by 10, not the minus 1, because the probability always lies between 0 and 1. The next one is what? Probability of x is less than 6. So it is less than 6 means we should take the left hand side of the values. For example, these are the values of the table. So we need to take it only left hand side of the values. So these values I need to take it from here to the left. So what are those? K plus 2k plus 2k plus 3k plus k square. 0 I am not writing it because it will be vanished. So if you simplify this, we will get it 8k plus k square. And we got the k value. So we will substitute it in this. 8 by 10 plus 1 by 100 is equal to, we will get it 81 by 100. On simplification, 0.81. Probability of x greater than or equal to 6 means greater value. Means we need to take it further. Equal to means I need to take 6 and the 7. Random variables 6 and the 7. So at 6 we have 2k square. At 7 we have 7k square plus k. If you simplify it, 9k square plus k. We know that the k value, that is 1 by 10. So 9 by 100 plus 1 by 10. On simplification, 0.19 we will get it. So this is the probability value at x is greater than or equal to 6. Another bit, probability of 0 is less than x is less than 5. Means we need the probability in between 0 and 5. In between 0 and 5, what are the probability values have been given? K plus 2k plus 2k plus 3k. If you simplify, you will get it is 8k. So k value is 1 by 10. So 8 by 10 is equal to 0.8 we will get it. Next we need to calculate the mean. The mean is represented with mu, which is equal to, the formula is what? Summation pi into xi. So these are the x values, these are the p values. After substituting the k value, we got it like this. What we need to do? We need to find the summation. We need to add all these values. What? Pi into xi. Means here the pi into xi I am doing 0 into 0, 0, 1 into 1 by 10, 1 by 10, 2 into 1, 2 by 10, 4 by 10. Like that, all values if you calculate it, you will get it like this. On simplification, we will get the value as 3.66. This is the mean value of this table. Next one is variance. Sigma square is equal to, formula is summation pi xi square minus mu square. Whereas in the table, the variance formula, you have seen that summation pi into xi minus mu whole square. On simplification, you will get the formula like this. So here is the x square values. All squares I have done it, and p of x values are these. So we need the summation of pi xi square. First I am calculating this part. We will get it 0 plus 1 into 1 by 10, 4 into 2 by 10, 9 into 2 by 10. Like that, all I have multiplied and added. So this value is 16.8. But I need the variance. That is, sigma square is equal to summation pi xi minus mu square. Mu is nothing but the mean. I know the mean value. On substituting that value, I got it 13.3956. On subtraction, the value is 3.4044. The next problem on the continuous random variables. A continuous random variable has a probability density function. So here is the function is defined like this. F of x is equal to kx e power of minus x minus lambda x for x greater than or equal to 0, lambda x greater than 0. Otherwise, the value is 0. Here you need to determine k value, mean value and variance. The solution is, we know that integral minus infinity to infinite f of x dx is equal to 1. In the continuous probability distribution, the value is 1. This implies we can write it. This we can write it integral minus infinite to 0 f of x dx plus integral 0 to infinite f of x dx is equal to. So according to the function value, when the limit minus infinity to infinite, the function value is 0. So the total integral value will become 0. So here 0 to infinite, when the limits are 0 to infinite, then the function value is given as kx e power of minus lambda x dx, which is equal to 1. Now where k is a constant value, I will write it out, which I need to find it out. So the integration of x into e power of minus lambda x. Here we are going to use the u into v formula. So which function I need to take it as a first function? That is x. X into e power of minus lambda x by minus lambda. The limits are 0 to infinite minus. Again you are doing the integration where the derivative of x is 1. So the again integration of this part is e power of minus lambda x by lambda square. The limits are 0 to infinite. When you substitute the upper limit, e power of minus x is equal to 0. When you substitute the lower limit, this is also 0. Means overall the first term is 0 minus e power of, means here if you substitute the upper limit, e power of minus infinite is 0. Substituting the lower limit, when you substitute the lower limit, this minus minus will become plus. So e power of 0 is 1. So we will get it 1 by lambda square, which is equal to 1. Means the k is equal to lambda square. Next, I got the k value. Next I am going to calculate the mean value, that is mu, is equal to integral minus infinity to infinite x f of x dx is equal to, this can be splitted into the two parts, that is minus infinity to 0 and 0 to infinite. So here the function value is 0. Obviously this first term will become 0. And next the function value is k into e power of minus kx into x dx. So if you simplify this integral, you will be getting the value as 2 by lambda. How you have simplified it? The k value I have taken out. Here we will get it x into x, that is x square. Here also we are going to take x square as the first function. So x square into the integration of e power of minus lambda x, we will get it e power of minus lambda x by minus lambda, minus the derivative of x square is 2x, e power of minus lambda x by lambda square. Again you have done the integration. This alternative plus and minus you will get it. So now plus the derivative of 2x is 2. Again the integration of this is what? E power of minus lambda x by minus lambda cube. What are the limits? Limits are 0 to infinite. When you substitute the upper limit, in these 3 we will get it 0, because e power of minus infinite is 0. Now substitute the lower limit. Here we have x. Obviously it will be 0. Here also we have x. This will also 0. So only left with this last term. Whereas this is the lower limit. When you substitute it, you will get a negative. In the denominator already we have the negative. So this will become positive. So 2 e power of 0 is 1. So finally we will get it 2 by lambda cube. You all know that the k value is lambda square. So lambda square into 2 by lambda cube is equal to, we will get it 2 by lambda. So next part is what? Variance. Sigma square is equal to, so this is also the same thing, integral minus infinity to infinite x square f of x dx minus mu square. If you simplify that part, you will get the variance formula in this way. If you simplify this integral and substitute the mean value on simplification, you will get it 2 by lambda square. Next topic is moments. A moment is a quantitative measure of the shape of a set of points. It is a quantitative measure for what? For the shape. The first moment when r is equal to 1 is called the mean value. So r is equal to 1 will give you the mean value. The second moment r is equal to describes the spread of the observations around the center. When you doing the r is equal to 2, you will get the variance. These three moments, r is equal to 3, describes other aspects of a distribution, such as how to distribution is skewed from its mean or peak. A moment designates the power to which the derivation are raised before averaging them. So here are the moments. The nth moment of x is represented as e expectation of x power of n, where it can also be denoted with mu n dash is equal to expectation of x power of n. If it is a discrete, then the expectation of x is what? Summation xi whole power of n p of xi. If it is continuous, integral minus infinity to infinite x power of n f of xi dx. So these are the moments at the origin. The nth central moments of x is represented as mu n. So here mu n is equal to what? Expectation of x minus mu whole power of n. So we are calculating the central moments about the mean. So moments about the mean is nothing but the central moments, which is equal to summation I xi minus mu whole power of n p of xi. So discrete. In the discrete, integral minus infinity to infinite x minus mu whole power of n f of x dx in the continuous. Remember this, whenever you have the discrete, you will be doing with the summation. If it is a continuous, you will be doing with the integration. And these are the relation between central moments and moments. Central moments is denoted with mu1 and the moments with the mu1 dash. Do remember this, mu1 always will be 0. Mu2 is equal to mu2 dash minus mu1 dash whole square. Mu3 is equal to mu3 dash minus 3 mu2 dash mu1 dash plus 2 into mu1 dash whole cube. The fourth moment, mu4 is equal to mu4 dash minus 4 mu3 dash mu1 dash plus 6 mu2 dash mu1 dash whole square minus 3 into mu1 dash whole. Relation between central moments and moments. So why we are finding these moments? To calculate the skewness and the kurtosis. What is skewness? Skewness means lack of a distribution is said to be symmetrical when the values are uniformly distributed around the mean. So whenever a curve is distributed in a symmetric, means it is uniformly distributed symmetric. Beta coefficient which is given by beta coefficient is given by beta 1 is equal to mu 2 square by mu 2 cube, where mu 2 and mu 3 are the second and third central moments. The second central moment mu 2 is nothing but the variance. Now next is the definition for the kurtosis. A measure of the peakedness of the curve is known as kurtosis. Kurtosis is measured by Franzen's coefficient beta 2. It is given by beta 2 is equal to mu 4 by mu 2 square. So here are the categories in the skewness. So when the graph is in a symmetric manner, for example, in the normal distribution, it will be in a symmetric bell-shaped curve. So the skewness will be 0, means the beta 1 value will be 0. If it is skewed to the left hand side, means the curve tail is on the left hand side, then it is negatively skewed distribution, means skewness will be less than 0, means the coefficient of skewness will be less than 0, that is nothing but beta 1 is less than 0. If it is skewed in the right hand side, means the tail is going to the positive side, then it is positively skewed distribution, means beta 1 value will be greater than 0. In the kurtosis, here also 3 categories are there. So if it is a bell-shaped curve, that is nothing but normal distribution, that is called mesokurtic distribution, means beta 2 value will be 0. And platykurtic distribution means low degree of peakedness. Low degree of peakedness means the coefficient of kurtosis, that is beta 2 value will be less than 0. If it is peakedness is more, that is called leptokurtic distribution, means the peakedness will be high. So the beta 2 value is greater than 0. So these are all the basics to understand the distributions of Poisson distribution, uniform distribution and normal distribution. For each and every distribution, we are going to calculate the mean, variance, moment generating function and moments, skewness and kurtosis. So this is all the part 1. Thank you so much.